this video I will show how to work with MsSQL server in our product. As first, you have to install MsSQL server on your PC. We use Windows 10 PC for our example. We installed SQL Express in our PC, and you have to make some settings to have possibility to connect to this server from the other device, from the other PC. Open Server Configuration Manager and open Network Configuration for SQL Server. Open Protocols for SQL Express server, in our case SQL Express, but you can use other MsSQL servers. And enable TCP IP protocols. Sorry for Russian language, I don't know how to switch to other language after installation. And you can have to set up TCP IP. Open Properties, click Yes in Enable, and you have to set up TCP port for connections. We use 1433. After using this, you have to set up user here. You have to create first database. In our case, we created database test, and you have to set up user for in security. We set up user rig, and you have to set up server roles. You can set up to have possibility to connect from the remote device. You can set up here sysadmin, but in our case we set up in our database possibility db data reader, db data write, and db data admin. It works. Now let's set up our teslascada ID project in our teslascada ID. To set up general events database name and history database name, you have to use this prefix gdbc SQL server. Then you have to set up host, in our case IP address, and port 1433. Then semicolon and database name, keyword database name, and equal test. The same thing for history database name. Also, we set up in our example project recipe in the same way gdbc SQL server. Forget to say that you have to set up username and our password that we set up when you create this user. The same thing for history database. And let's check. It takes the time, and it's connected to our database. Create tables. Preliminarily, we already created these tables, and we've got some data. For example, let's check. Yes. Screen 1. Here, history database DB table and history trend. It's also possible to check previous values. It's X, Y trend. That's all values we've got from the MsSQL server. Also, we work with user-defined history database. For example, we created here connection to the database in the same way with database name test and the same username and password. And by using scripts, we create, we make creation of database, create table, and insertion scripts. Insert, update, delete scripts. Let's check. You can find, let's cite the data. It's some route deleted. Now let's watch in our MsSQL server. You can see all the data created in the MsSQL server. We watch by using Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio. Let's check browse, and you can see all information in our server. All example programs you can find below this video. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to ask.